We haven't done a cheap gear video in a while.
Yeah, the funny thing is like we've done a cheap gear video and it did really well, and then like cheap backpacking food did really well. People like that economical stuff.
And I get that. I totally get that. Backpacking stuff's expensive.
Yep.
And this is a fun video because this is not just about cheap gear, but you know, we've been backpacking for like 10 years, and this is cheap gear that we should have bought sooner versus buying the more expensive variant of it.
Yep.
Because there is honestly, you wouldn't know it by looking at our gear, but there's a lot of bargain backpacking stuff you can buy, I think.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about it. So the first one, the most obvious one, and we bought this a couple years ago, but we could have been using this for a long time, is the COSTCO quilt in the summer.
Yeah. The double black diamond, I think, is the brand.
Double black diamond down throw is literally $20. It'll work into the mid to upper 50s. It is the perfect summer quilt. It's $20.
Yeah.
The cheapest backpacking quilt you can find is what? $100?
I don't know.
If that?
I don't know.
If not more.
I don't know. But the funny thing is like there are quilts. There are warmer quilts that are lighter, but from an economical perspective.
Oh, you cannot beat the COSTCO quilt.
Yeah.
It is $20 freaking dollars, and you can use it in Ohio at least for like 3 or 4 months of backpacking.
Yep.
And it's not heavy. So the COSTCO quilt we should have gotten sooner. The next one, we hate on stakes a lot. Some of the cheapest stakes you can get are aluminum stakes. We've farted around with expensive titanium stakes for a long time.
Yep. That was dumb.
That was dumb. The MSR Groundhog or any sort of aluminum stake like this.
Y stake.
Yeah, that's right. Any sort of aluminum Y stake. It's cheap. It's the best one. Don't fart around. We should have gotten these sooner, without a doubt.
We've had them. We've had them the whole time. It's just,
I didn't. You did.
Yeah.
I didn't have them. You had them. That's true.
We went on a journey to try to find the lightest stakes possible, and the durability sucked.
God, those stakes, man. The titanium stake community hates us.
Yeah. That one person.
I know, right?
There's one guy on Reddit that's like, he has like the titanium stake subreddit. He's like, those bastards.
Public enemy number one. So when I first started backpacking, I bought a backpacking first aid kit. That was expensive.
You better be careful with these opinions on first aid kits.
No, I will take this. You can create a first aid kit for way cheaper than you can buy one.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And moreover, if you think tactically about what's in a first aid kit, you can be smart about what's in there.
Yep.
I should have just made my first aid kit. We got old videos on our first aid kits. We should have just made our first aid kits. You don't have to buy. If you don't want to think about it and don't care about weight and don't care about money, just buy one. But you really don't need one. And what made me think of that was the razor blade, because a razor blade is, for a lot of purposes, the only really blade you might need.
Yeah.
It'll cut cheese.
It'll cut cheese. It'll cut Mountain House packets.
It'll cut tape.
It'll cut tape as well.
And yeah.
It will not baton wood.
It will not baton wood. Well, yeah, that's true. All right. Another cheap item that we should have gotten sooner. In fact, I don't even own it, but I should have bought one, is the COSTCO down jacket.
Yeah, well, this is just a general thing now.
But COSTCO makes the cheapest one.
Well, COSTCO doesn't make it, but they carry
True.
They carry brands that have it, like the heat gear or whatever. I don't know.
I bought it on sale. I bought the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer down jacket, which is a $325 down jacket. I got it for $150. And it's not a 4-season down jacket. Now,
no.
It's light, like weight-wise, but you can go to Costco. You can go to probably like Kohl's or JCPenney. You can get a 3-season down jacket for like $20, $30, $40.
Yeah, some of the nicer ones that I've seen that they call lightweight, which are decently, like they're like 10 or 11 ounces, are like $50 to $80. So even, I mean, $50 to $80 is a steal for a nice 3-season down jacket that's relatively light.
Save your money for the winter down jacket.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Save it when you actually need to be warm. So there's a lot of deals. I should even buy one. I should have gotten cheaper down jackets. All right. Next one, and I don't use this, but you do. We should have just gotten Nylofume bags or trash bags and not fart around with spending literally hundreds of dollars on stuff sacks.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frozen for the Nylofume.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of money on like Dyneema.
We spent hundreds of dollars on Dyneema stuff sacks.
Yeah.
It's completely unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary. Now, like I'll make the argument, like, but we never do these types of trips, but like let's say we go on a long canoe trip or something, maybe I'll use more dry bags or something like that.
That's fair. If you're going on a water-based trip, absolutely fair.
Or if you know like you're going to be in an environment where you're just going to get riddled with rain or something like that, I could see that. But for most people, you just don't need that many stuff sacks. And
no, just get a trash bag.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that there's organizational freaks out there where we also can be organizational freaks, and sometimes it's nice to have everything in their own unique place, and that makes sense and all, but like, do you really need to spend like $20 to $50 on like cool Dyneema stuff sacks?
That's a stuff sack. You're going to need more than one.
Yeah. No.
So we should have gotten those sooner. We went straight to stuff sacks, but really for the vast majority of trips, you're fine with it. You're fine with a freaking trash bag, a hefty.
Yeah, get a compactor bag, or get a contractor's bag or something like that.
Actually, it's called a trash compactor bag, but everyone calls them contractor bags.
No, contractor bags. Contractor bags are like heavier plastic for like these big, like for like job sites and stuff.
Okay, maybe I was wrong on that.
Yeah.
Right. I hear people use those terms interchangeably.
So there's trash compactor, which is originally meant for like a trash compactor.
A trash compactor, yeah.
And then there's contractor bags, which are massive. That's what we put our backpacks in when we went to Colorado.
Right. Just get a trash bag.
Get a heavy duty trash bag, unscented.
All right, next cheap thing I should have gotten sooner for sure. When I started backpacking, and I wanted titanium cookware, I went straight to Snow Peak. Go to TOAKS. TOAKS is half the price.
Half the price?
Yes.
I haven't looked at prices of TOAKS, but
okay, TOAKS is 2/3 the price. Okay. TOAKS is way cheaper than Snow Peak or Evernew. It's just as good. It might be like a gram heavier. It's made in China.
Yeah.
Got coronavirus on it.
Well,
is it made in China?
I don't know.
I don't know if it is actually.
I don't know where it's
definitely
made.
The cheapest titanium stuff, and I should have bought. Now, in fairness, I don't think TOAKS existed when we started backpacking.
I don't know. I don't remember it. It was like MSR and Vargo
and Snow Peak.
Yeah.
But you can save a lot of money going with TOAKS stuff, and not just water things, but cutlery, cookware, any skillets, anything like that. This is an obvious one. You don't need Nalgene bottles. We started with Nalgene bottles. Everybody starts with Nalgene bottles.
Yeah.
Go to the gas station. Get a life water.
Yeah, there's this myth that you
Deer
need.
Creek.
And it's been
Kroger brand.
Yeah. The marketing on like
the
marketing on any type of like water bottle is insane. Like you see these picturesque people of like people hiking and they've got their Nalgene bottle hanging off their pack. And like, hey, like first of all, Kevin and I are on board with anybody that wants to use reusable water bottles. So that's fantastic.
We reuse the smart water ones.
Right, exactly. But now everybody knows Nalgenes are expensive, they're heavy, and I don't know, not necessarily worth it in a lot of situations. People make the argument about like better insulated or something like that, or can put boiling water in it. Sure, you can probably do. They are more versatile than a smart water bottle, but that versatility is not something that we use. So
yeah. All right, next item. Now, we're going to talk stoves here. The first backpacking stove I bought was an MSR Whisperlite liquid gas stove for like $100.
It's a good stove.
It's a good stove. I wish I would have just bought an alcohol stove.
Yeah. First stove I got was a canister stove.
And the canister stoves are good. The canister stoves they can be cheap, but they can actually be also not cheap. But alcohol stoves are without a doubt the cheapest things, and I should have gotten into alcohol stoves sooner. You've been into them longer than me.
Yeah.
Now in the winter, I've gone
lazy.
Winter is for us. Winter's different. Some of these rules don't apply, but I should have gotten an alcohol stove sooner. Way cheaper.
Yeah, I think in certain situations, not all of them, but in certain situations, alcohol is easier and simpler to use. So
It's definitely simpler.
yeah,
In the summer, it's pretty easy.
yeah.
And fall. Moving on, the first water filters we used.
So I use I might get the name of this wrong. I think it's called the MSR Hyperflow, and I think it was close to $100. It filtered a lot of water. It was very quickly. Yeah, but it was a pump style filter. It filtered a lot of water very quickly. $80 to $100, in that range. Weighed probably like 5 or 6 ounces, if I remember.
That's not that heavy.
No, but you had to back flush it every 7 liters.
Just get a squeeze.
And in order to back flush it, you actually had to take it apart and you had to reverse these valves on it. So you had to unscrew it and you had to take these little rubber pieces out, reverse it, and then back flush it. I get at the time, water filter technology wasn't exploding.
Yeah.
But just get a Sawyer squeeze. You can get them for $20 to $25 on Amazon still.
Yeah, and my first filter was a Catadyne Hiker Pro, which weighs a pound. I think it's $60 or $70, but we should have gotten cheaper. I don't know if the Sawyer stuff existed when we started.
I don't remember.
I don't know if it did, but if it did, we should have gotten that. It's way cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen somebody on the trail with a pump style filter.
They don't really exist anymore.
Actually, I take that back. Travis had one at.
He did.
Yeah, at Red River Gorge.
He gets a pass.
Travis gets a pass.
Yeah,
Travis gets you. Travis,
he wants to use the pump filter.
Travis, you get a pass.
You can use the pump filter.
You get the official SBO pass on the pump filter.
All right, that's all I got. These are items that there were cheaper variants to them, and we should have bought them. Another one that I almost said but I didn't was.
Well, you're saying it.
Yeah, but I don't know. This is the end. There are like $30 camping chairs on Amazon.
Yeah.
That weigh almost as much as the Flex Light. Not the. I'm not gonna say I didn't want to say this because I wouldn't replace the Chair Zero, but if we were going back in time to get the Flex Light, I would have got the like $20 or $30.
Yeah, rather than the $70 Flex Light.
Correct. So. Honorable mention to those like super cheap Amazon Chinese made backpacking chairs. If you're in the market for a chair, I think they're only like maybe a little bit heavier than a Flex Light.
Yeah.
They compact down just as much.
Yeah, they're not light.
Cheaper.
They're not light, but they're certainly cheap, and we've seen them all over the place now.
Yeah, you do see a lot of people using them. So that's it. Cheap gear. Think about it.